Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Band Together Leadership. My name is Paul Everts. You can contact me at my email, and I wish you would. It's BAND, the number 2, Gather. Band Together at Comcast.net. Also, go to our handsome website, which is conductingmylife.com, where you can get our book, conductingmylife.com. It's about stories of my high school music teaching career, which has taken an interesting turn. Let me just say that right now. I'm going to say it's taken an interesting turn. I taught from July 3rd, 1989 to December 22nd, 2021, and decided to say, you know what? My passion and my purpose are not aligning up with the state of California. So I said it's time to leave. And therefore, I'm dedicating myself to doing more John Maxwell, which is under curriculum. You go to curriculum tab, you'll see I'm part of the John Maxwell leadership team, and I'm certificated to be a trainer, speaker, and coach. Would love to come work with you, your groups, private sector, public sector. I'm ready to help you. John Maxwell is a great author. We'll have a great time together, and I hope you'll look me up for that. Now, I want to introduce my friend here. To my right, that would be, I guess, maybe your left, but here's my right. He's on my right. He is my grandfather. That is Captain, posthumously, Captain Joseph A. Flynn. And the sinking of the Indianapolis, he was the executive officer of the USS Indianapolis when it was sunk on the 30th of July. I'm doing this for you on the 27th of July. So they would be at sea right now. The USS Indianapolis has a great history. I strongly encourage you to look at it. It delivered part of the atom bomb. And on the return from the Philippine Islands on the 30th of July, it was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine, and my grandfather died on the ship. When you're the executive officer, you have the role of calling the abandoned ship call, which he did, and he went down to the hull of the ship, and he closed the hull, and he died on the ship. So I love my grandfather. And I'm going to have him look over my shoulder for these next several episodes because he's important to me. And I realize it's genetic. Our son is in the Navy. He's lieutenant. And we just want to help people. And this is the way I'm helping. So I hope that this will help somebody. As I said, I'm recording this on the 27th of July. It's 3:35 p.m. I'd like to tell you time, place, sure, Roseville, California. And therefore, again, if you'd like me to come out and work with your group, I'd love to do that. We are working on this super book, 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader by John Maxwell. And I know that there's one person in Visalia, California. Hey, Paul, would you please look at the screen when you're talking to us? Yeah, I'm going to look at the screen and keep that going. I'm touched that you even want to see my face. But okay, fair enough. Chapter 10. So this is chapter 10 of the 21. It's initiative. You won't leave home without it. Conrad Hilton, hotel executive, says, success comes to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. And then John C. Maxwell says, of all the things a leader should fear, complacency should head the list. Wow, that's a great quote. So here we go. Just another step forward. Kemmons Wilson has always been an initiator. He started working when he was 7 years old and hasn't stopped since. He began by selling magazines, newspapers, and popcorn. In 1930, at the ripe old age of 17, Mr. Wilson decided to try a salary job for the first time, working for a cotton broker. He made $12 a week writing figures on the broker's price board. When a bookkeeper's job paid $35 a week opened up, Wilson applied for it and he got it. But when he received the pay, it was still only $12. He requested a raise, and guess what? He got one. The next week, he received an additional $3. When he asked why he didn't get the same $35 as the other bookkeeper, he was told the company would not pay that kind of money to a 17-year-old kid. Wilson made money in a variety of businesses after that: pinball machines, soft drink distribution, and vending machines. And Wilson was able to save enough money to build his mother a house. That is when he realized home building had a lot of potential. So he went into the business in Memphis and made a fortune, capitalizing on the post-war building boom. Wilson's initiative made him a lot of money, but it did not make an impact on the world, at least not until 1951, that is. That was the year the Memphis businessman took his family on vacation to Washington, D.C. On that trip, Wilson learned about the sorry state of hotel lodging in the United States. Motels had sprung up all over the country since the 1920s. Some were nice family places. Others rented beds by the hour. The problem with a traveler did not know which he or she would find. You never could tell what you were getting, Wilson recalled. Some of the places were too squalid for words, and they all charged for children. That made my Scottish blood boil. A guy like Wilson, who had 5 children, really took a beating. Motels charged $4 to $6 a night for a room, plus $2 child. It tripled his bill. Most people would have complained and then forgotten about it. But Wilson was an initiator, decided to take action and do something about it. He said to his wife, "Let's go home and start a chain of family hotels, hotels with a name you could trust." His goal was to build 400 hotels. His wife just laughed at him. When Wilson returned to Memphis, he hired a draftsman to help him design his first hotel. He wanted it to be clean, simple, and predictable. And he wanted to have all the things he and his family had missed, such as a television in every room and a pool. The next year, he opened his first hotel on the outskirts of Memphis. Its name flashed on front of a huge 53-foot tall sign. The hotel's name? Holiday Inn. It took Wilson longer than he expected to reach 400 hotels. By 1959, he had 100. But when he decided to franchise the hotels, that boosted the openings. By 1964, there were 500 Holiday Inns. In 1968, there were 1,000 Holiday Inns. And by 1972, a Holiday Inn opened somewhere in the world every 72 hours. The chain was still growing in 1979 when Wilson stepped down from the company's leadership after a heart attack. Wilson said, "I was so hungry when I was young, I just had to do something to make a living. And when I retired after my heart attack, I went home to smell the roses. That lasted about a month." It's just too hard for an initiator to stop making things happen. Now, Dr. Maxwell always has fleshing it out, so here's fleshing it out. In the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, Dr. Maxwell pointed out that there are leaders that are responsible for initiating a connection with their followers. But that is not the only area where leaders must show initiative. They must always look for opportunities and be ready to take action. What qualities do leaders possess that enable them to make things happen? Dr. Maxwell sees at least 4. Here's number 1. And again, I don't read the word by word because I want you to buy the book. Buy the book. All right. Number 1, they know what they want. Number 2, they push themselves to act. Number 3, they take more risks. And then number 4, here's the one that I'm going to spend time on. They make more mistakes. The good news for initiators is that they make things happen. The bad news is that they make lots of mistakes. IBM founder Thomas J. Watson recognized that when he remarked, quote, "The way to succeed is to double your failure rate." That's a great one. We need to teach kids that. They need to know the way they learn is by making mistakes. They got to learn. Make the mistake. It's okay. Even though initiating leaders experience more failure, they don't let the failure bother them. The greater the potential, the greater the chance for failure. Senator Robert Kennedy summed it up this way. He said, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. If you want to achieve great things as a leader, you must be willing to initiate and put yourself on the line. We're going to talk about that a little bit at the end of this. Reflecting on it, are you an initiator? Are you constantly on the lookout for opportunity, or do you wait for someone to come to you? Are you willing to take steps based on your instincts, or do you endlessly analyze everything? Former Chrysler chairman Lee Iacocca said the following, quote, even the right decision is the wrong decision if it is made too late, end of quote. When was the last time you initiated something significant in your life? If you haven't pushed yourself lately and gotten out of your comfort zone, you need to jumpstart your initiatives. And now bringing it home. Every chapter has bringing it home. So to improve your initiative, do the following. Again, I'm not going to read word for word. Buy the book. Change your mindset, number one. Number two, don't wait for the opportunity to knock. And then number three, take the next step. And here's the daily takeaway. In 1947, Lester Wunderman was arbitrarily fired from his advertising job in New York. But the young man knew he could learn a lot from the head of the agency, Max Sackheim. The next morning, Wunderman went back to his office and worked just as he had before, but without pay. Sackheim ignored him for a month, but finally walked up to Wunderman and said, okay, you win. I never saw a man who wanted a job more than he wanted money. Wunderman went on to become one of the most successful advertising men of the century. He is known as the father of direct marketing. It will take a bold step from you today to reach your potential tomorrow. So you're probably watching this, I hope, sometime end of August, early September. So I will tell you, I've taken the initiative. We are going to start the instrumental music program at a local charter school called John Adams Academy. And I'm hoping by the time you see this, we've had some kids show up. It's going to be an after-school program. I'm looking forward to it. All three campuses, once a week. And I'm hoping that it's happening. Again, I'm doing this I'm recording this episode for you on July 27th. So my first day would be August 29th. And then I should be also at Bear River High School in Grass Valley, California. And that's, again, it's gone from having no jobs to now having 2 jobs and taking the initiative to say, you know what, I really want to start the program at John Adams Charter School. It's John Adams Academy. I just think it's got a great philosophy. It's been over 10 years now. It's gone from probably, 20 students, well over 3,000 students. They don't have an instrumental music program. So I said, well, let's go ahead and start it, and then I'll hand it off to somebody. Bear River, they had a part-time job, and I have a friend who's the principal at Bear River High School, and he said, I need somebody. And I said, oh, my goodness gracious. So I'm excited. And I think that the initiating chapter is really good. Not too many teachers simultaneously teach at a charter school and a public school. But yet I'm ready to take on that challenge, because in the end, all children should have music. And the only people that are making charter schools happen, public schools happen, private schools happen, are the adults. Kids just want to be kids, man. So for me, music is super duper important. And I don't care if it's a charter, public, or private school. Just give kids music. I don't know if another gift is more special than music. All right, take the initiative, do it. I did, and never taught beginning band before. 5th grade through 8th grade. Take the initiative. All right, practice what you preach. Begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is yours. Choose wisely. Seek first to understand, to be understood. And finally, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I care about you. That's why I do this. Hope that this helps somebody. Every Tuesday, check out for the next video. Love you, Grandpa. All right, everybody. Have a great life. Add value to somebody. Bye.